trouble. Big trouble at the end of the back straight. And that's a terrible incident. A terrible incident for Hazelwood.
You all right in there, buddy? You got me?
That is a shocker.
When in the aftermath of the accident did you realise how big it was and perhaps how lucky you really were?
Definitely when I got out the car and just standing back and looking at the wreck, thinking, man, that was huge, and realising how lucky I was to jump out of that car, just looking at it, just a bare shell. So very lucky in that regard.
The numbers were staggering, mate, on the, in terms of the hits and how much damage, weren't they?
Yeah, big numbers, 30G impact into the wall, 10G on my head. And $170,000+ worth of damage. So for many reasons, that was hard for me to rebuild and move on from that.
You worked tirelessly to go racing. The job that the guys and girls from Brad Jones Racing have done with the build on this brand new car behind you is remarkable. Were you hands-on with that too?
To be honest, I was up at the workshop at Queensland working on my own Dunlop Series car, so I was hands-on with that while constantly keeping updated with the guys at Brad Jones Racing, working out where they're up to. And to turn that car from a bare shell into a brand new race car within a week and to run faultlessly at the shakedown just proves how well they worked, and they're still in really good spirits. They're all high-fiving each other still, and hopefully I can repay them with a good result this weekend.
The natural line of questioning from people is, how are you? So what about your own personal rebuild, physically, mentally, how are you?
Yeah, physically it took a little while, longer than what I thought it would, because the back did flare up after the incident. It delayed my training program a little bit. I couldn't go for a run. I was constantly trying to stretch that out. So that was a bit of a hassle, and probably mentally as well, after the incident and getting back home, and at every phone call, every conversation I would have was about the incident. So that was challenging, and trying to move on was quite hard. So I spoke with a few good people. Will Davison was quite a good one to speak to, actually. He gave me some good pointers. He had a big incident at the same corner, believe it or not. So to talk to him was really good. That was at the race meeting itself, and I took a few things away from that, and yeah, it really helped me move on.
You've watched it back. Is that a hard thing to do, and how do you compartmentalise that? Because most of us, the non-racers that are watching, that would haunt us.
Yeah, she was a big one, that's for sure. And when you look at it, you think, man, it felt spectacular in the car, and you watch and go, yep, that explains everything. But yeah, it was obviously huge, and to move on from that, it was hard. But obviously, I can't be thankful enough that I'm just okay from it all.
You sore?
At the time I wasn't. I think it was just pumping on adrenaline, and the heart rate was still up, and I think that helped me move on into the next category in Dunlop Super 2 Series, half an hour later.
Your mum and your dad are great supporters. They're always here at the track. Your sister works for the Confederation of Australian Motorsport. Did they tell you to stop afterwards? Because, the support's been incredible, but you've got to listen to family.
Oh, exactly. And, the biggest thing was making sure they're okay, because even my sister Lauren, she had to go home from work earlier the first day back, because she said it just got to her. Everyone's talking to her about her, and mum and dad at the barbecue, same thing. They're constantly getting asked, are they okay? And it's Todd okay? It's full on for them as well. So it's been tough for everyone involved.
So now we come to Bathurst. For most race drivers, this is an addictive place, but it's a daunting place too. Is that hard to make a comeback at a joint like this?
I think I'm lucky that I actually got to drive the car again at Sandown. That really helped my rebuild process, and knowing that I could commit in the car again. Going at turn 6 again at Sandown was tough for me, and by the end of the weekend it was just like everyday business again. So coming here, I've got good confidence in the car. I was really comfortable in the BJR car before that incident. The pace is good, so just got to look at the positives of that and block out all the negatives, and you only get a sore neck from looking behind, as Johnson says. So I'm definitely using that motto for this weekend, and hopefully we can have a really strong result in both categories.
Well, I know the phone has rung hot from media all around the place. We hope this is the last time we talk about it.
I definitely hope so too. It's been draining, but looking forward to this weekend, and hopefully I can repay all the boys for a good result.
Go well.
Thanks, mate.